Before I really get into this video, I want to remind you that I'm talking about some issues with the game. I still think the game's good, but I just want you to remember that Call of Duty has actually put out an application on your phone and introduced microtransactions into the game that can reach into the hundreds of dollars per season before they actually fixed the game, before the game is actually finished. Because it's not a finished game. I mean, it's a good game, but there is a lot of work that Treyarch really needs to do on this game that hasn't been done. So I just want you to keep that in mind. You literally can spend $200 in this game before you have proper weapon tuning. Just saying. So keep that in mind. Enjoy the video. First off, I really want to thank Activision for sponsoring this video. As usual, guys, they have really helped me support my content over the last few months, and their help with the channel has been very much noticed. And I want to thank them for giving me 20,000 Call of Duty points to buy the entire Black Ops 4 Battle Pass. Alright, no, I'm just kidding. What's going on, guys? So today, I want to talk about the absolutely broken state of Black Ops 4, and this is a good game, but the problem is that it's extremely broken. And you might not notice it, at least at first. If you play the game just a few times at a friend's house or something, I mean, you're not just gonna, instantly pick up on this or anything. At least most of these issues just aren't going to be super noticeable. But if you're playing the game every day, maybe an hour or two, or even more a day, you're gonna pick up on most of these issues. And I don't know if this is across pretty much all the consoles, because I have just a base PS4. I don't know if the game is more stable on, say, a PlayStation Pro or something like that. So, maybe that kind of thing affects the stability of the game. I'm not sure. But right now, unfortunately, Black Ops 4 is a very broken game. And I don't think most people either notice it enough or care enough. And this is going to bring out what I would say is a pretty huge problem because, well, we have a fully released video game from, a very, very reputable, very big franchise. Call of Duty's huge, right? Best-selling title every year, most years, that has actually implemented microtransactions, and may I add, $200 worth of microtransactions per 50 days, before they have even built the most basic aspects of multiplayer up to completion. And I don't understand why people aren't taking more notice to this. Because if this was all fixed, or even half or three-fourths of these problems were all fixed, Black Ops 4 would be an even better game than it is right now. First issue I really want to talk about is the stability of this game. Because this game is so prone to crash. It's more prone to crash than a drunk driver in rush hour traffic. It's ridiculous. I don't know how many times this issue has to be addressed in the patch notes for them to finally get this right. It seems like every update they fix the stability for zombies more, but I still get crashes in multiplayer all the time. I have played every Call of Duty on the PS4 except for Ghosts, which I played on PS3, and I have never ever had a game crash as much as Black Ops 4. And keep in mind, we're not even a full month after the release of this game, and it has crashed more than any other Call of Duty game that I can remember. For whatever reason, Black Ops 4 just crashes all the time, and like I said, I keep seeing this in the patch notes, where they say, we have improved general stability of the servers of the game. We have fixed an issue where Easter eggs and zombies would cause the game to crash. But the game still crashes all the time, and it's not even necessarily in zombies. I don't get how this got through. Okay, because I'm hoping that these people play their games. I'm assuming that they don't based on some of the things that we see in these games and how much they ruin shit in said games. But you would hope that, if you put 3 years into a game, you'd be like, yeah, maybe I want to play this and see if it's good. You're telling me through all that play testing and stuff, this game just didn't crash left and right, and they didn't notice something? They didn't notice that there was something wrong with this? My friend's game literally crashed yesterday, and it deleted all of his save data and everything, and corrupted the rest of the files associated with the game, so now he had to reset his brightness and everything. It just reset all of his settings, and all the other stuff that he had saved onto the console from that save data. And for some reason, I just don't simply believe that 2 consoles in the entire world, mine and my friends, are just like, you know what? Crash time. And on top of that, there's just issues with the game itself. Now, I'm not talking issues and broken like Modern Warfare 2, where everything is so overpowered and useful that the game is just fun because of it, and you can pretty much be viable with any weapon in the game. No, I'm not talking about that. If you've played Black Ops 4, you know that there's only like 5 or 6 weapons being used. People are using Grip 2 ICR, they're running the Maddox, they're running the dual SOGs. Very, very, very few instances will I ever see an MX9 or a GKS. They're running a Titan LMG with that stupid thermal sight, or they're running the Mozu with pretty much all the attachments. I have never seen a Call of Duty where everyone is so stuck to pretty much one weapon, and where one class of weapons is pretty much the only thing you can use. Black Ops 3, I mean, you had good ARs and you had good SMGs. Even in World War II, you had good ARs and good SMG, because I don't think there was really anything that useful outside of the PPSH. But maybe the Thompson, that's about it. But even then, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that they play tested Black Ops 4. And there's no way they didn't notice these issues. And I don't really want them to nerf anything now that I think more about it. I don't want them nerfing weapons. I just want everything buffed. Because in a game with 150 health, nerfing guns is just going to make them worthless already. You know, if they're already too good to where the point where they can compete, if you just keep nerfing them, they're going to literally become useless, and any weapon that can be a 7-shot kill is going to be the best weapon in the game, you know? And no one wants to play a game where you have to shoot 7 times to kill and shit. That's stupid. Just buff everything else in the game that's not one of those 6 weapons up into contention, and you've literally fixed weapon tuning in this game. And I don't understand this whole, every time I open their patch notes, you know, we have fixed the spawn logic on these maps. Because I don't know if they, like, legitimately play through this before they put it out. The spawns are still terrible. I mean, they're garbage. On stream, shout out to the streamies, or whatever you want to call them, you know, they literally watched this happen. Last night, I spawned in the sight of another person, like, pretty much within 10 feet of him, and he shot me instantly. And we were spawning out. There was no reason for us both to spawn there, but this game apparently is just like, you know what? One on top of the other, let's see who wins the spawns. The spawns in this game are just not good. I don't understand how it gets through playtesting, and they keep saying, well, we have worked on this spawn logic, we have tuned the logic of these spawns. There is no logic to fix. They're just blatantly illogical. It is illogical to spawn me in a first-person shooter with my back facing somebody else who is staring directly at me with his weapon already drawn. Then when I do spawn, I'm lucky if there's not 3 people on the other team running this diamond camo, which they can actually glitch to help themselves in gunfights, because I don't know if there's no way actually you haven't noticed this unless you don't pay attention. But if you have diamond camo, there is currently a glitch in the game where if you're shooting, you on the other screen of the player you're shooting at, you turn sideways, but you're still shooting straight at them, and it fucks with their hitboxes and their aim assist and everything. So literally just by shooting at an opponent with diamond camo, you can turn your hitbox basically into a square on their screen into like a tall rectangle and a sliver in the middle of the screen because you're turning sideways. And then on top of that, it pulls their aim assist around all wonky because it thinks that this player's about to turn and make a run for something. And it just breaks shit. It's not cool. And I don't understand how hard this one is to fix because this has been in the game for several days now, and nothing has been done about this so far. So whenever they decide they want to fix some of these issues, you know, that would be pretty great. So, and on top of that, I don't know if you guys have this issue either, but there's this score streak problem going on where just randomly throughout some games, you try to call in a streak, it's just not going to get called in. You call this in, and it'll say score streak not available for 1 more second. And you wait that 1 second, try it again. Guess what? Score streak not available for 1 more second. And it does that throughout the whole duration of a round or a match or whatever. So, you know what? You wanted to call in that score streak, kiss their nuts. You don't get your reward for doing well. And then if you do get your score streak in, it's 45 seconds later and the entire map has already changed in wherever the enemies are. So, you know, you might have just wasted your streak because Treyarch hasn't fixed this issue in the game that you think they should have noticed by playtesting the game. It just, to this point, almost all of these issues in the game would just have been fixed, I would say, if they play tested the game more and they figured these issues out more, but I just don't believe that they do, because there's no way that if I made a game that I would sit down and say, I'm completely okay with there being 2 weapons in the game to use. I'm completely okay with the fact that this guy with diamond camo can glitch out everything and shoot me. And then on top of that, skill-based matchmaking, man, I don't mind it when it's not too harsh. I believe Black Ops 2 had a certain amount of skill-based matchmaking, and I didn't mind it in that game because it wasn't so harsh. But in Black Ops 4, man, if you're not playing with friends, you're pretty much getting shit on all the time. Unless you get, like, actually good teammates by some luck of the draw. Usually it's because you do worse statistically, so you get the better teammates. But if you're average and above, I'd say you're kind of fucked, you know, because you're just getting ran through by this matchmaking. And I understand that, you know, COD fan 42069XX quickscope boy who goes 8 and 37 every game, he's probably cool with skill-based matchmaking because it's going to help him out. But the people who actually do well in Call of Duty don't want to be punished by the game by having to feel like they're playing a fucking league play championship every time they load into a match. When I get on Call of Duty, I don't want to get on and pretend that I'm playing for the World League Championship in pubs. I just want to get on, I want to shit on people who aren't good enough at the game, but I also want some people to come in and challenge me. I'm completely fine with that because I'm not going to get any better if I'm just shitting on everyone all day. But at this point, it's gotten to the point where I'm only playing people anywhere from like 3rd to 6th prestige I see pretty much all the time. And I'm the only way I seem to be able to get a lobby that isn't full of just these kids who think that they're on TK in the 2018 World League Championship is if I play modes like Control. It seems like they tuned back some of that skill-based or something in that. But there's no way that there's not skill-based matchmaking in this game. Nobody who's actually really good at Call of Duty is like, yes, please give me skill-based matchmaking. Because when you play people who just go as hard as they fucking can all the time in Call of Duty, it just gets less and less fun. But of course, the people who suck at the game are just gonna love this shit because it benefits them in every way possible. So Treyarch, can we please get rid of that shit? Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're brand new around here. Follow me on Twitter at @subtooptimus. Join that Discord down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, playing a broken Black Ops 4, and signing out.